This portion of the CU podcast is brought to you by The Perfect Gene. The air is frosty, my schedule's packed, and my fridge is stuffed, which means one thing: 'tis the season for the perfect gene. Stretchy enough for second or even third helpings, soft enough to go full couch potato, and stylish enough to wear to every holiday gathering. The perfect jeans are, well, perfect for all your winter activities. Is this holiday magic or just a really well-written ad? Maybe it's both, but seriously, these jeans are something special.
Perfect Gene has saved 400,000 pairs of jingling bells from suffocating in stiff, uncomfortable jeans. These jeans will be your MVP for the holidays and are so cozy you might forget you're wearing pants at all. Plus, they'll keep you looking sharp for every invite that lands on your calendar. Between holiday shopping and endless parties, the last thing you need to stress about is finding jeans that fit. The Perfect Gene makes it easy with 6 fits, waists from 26 to 50, and lengths from 26 to 38. Whether you're a short king or towering at 6 foot 5 inches, rocking a relaxed fit, or holding onto your skinny jeans, the Perfect Gene has over 5,000 combinations to keep you looking and feeling great all season long. And I love these jeans. I was very skeptical about a stretchy jean when we first heard about them. I didn't think they were going to be for me. I wear them literally every single day now.
I've worn them going out on a date, hanging out with Frank, going to the movies, going shopping. They're the most comfortable jeans I've ever owned. It's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectgene.nyc. Our listeners get 15% off your first order, plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code CUPodcast15 at checkout. That's 15% off for new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code CUPodcast15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the CU podcast and tell them we sent you. F your khakis and get the perfect gene. Ian, speaking of
disappointment.
Yeah.
I was we haven't talked about the Amico a lot because there's nothing going on with the Amico. The Amico is, basically dead as we know it, but there is still a small dedicated group of people that still seem to tout it and look forward to it. So a couple of things that were said to be done by the end of the year that are not. Finnegan Fox is still not available.
Oh, no.
On the console, despite multiple announcements from John Alvarado talking about it going
the lead engineer. Lead
engineer going into beta testing. But as everyone really knows, beta testing means he flips it on and checks for a couple of bugs. His kids check for a couple of bugs. The people who he had testing on Amico units never did any actual testing and never played the games for more than 5 minutes for most of the part. So Finnegan Fox, not out. The other big one that I think we all knew was bullshit immediately, except for the true believers, is that there was that weird... We thought it was weird at the time when the roadmap was released that all of a sudden they brought back the Amico controllers were going to be out by Christmas.
Okay, I had the roadmap in front of me for the Intellivision Amico. Remember, it came out in April, the roadmap for the rest of the year.
They were going to test the controllers in the summer, and then the controllers were going to be ready by December.
Available to public. So manufactured goal summer, goal Christmas. Available to public. The
testing in the summer, but on store shelves by Christmas. Dubious claim. And they got people looking for them, and people, John was like, they're not coming out this year. And this was just an unforced error on their part, because I don't think people were like clamoring for the controllers. Those appeared, I remember being very shocked when they appeared on the roadmap. Because now they're not just talking about getting the games released for Amico Home.
Sure,
they've actually put another hardware goal on them, on there for them to fail at.
Yeah, it's like, okay, it's not like, it's still tough. It's easier to do the controllers versus the console, but it's still hard to do hardware. It's still difficult to manufacture hardware.
It's like tying your shoes together on purpose and then running. You're setting yourself up to fall.
This isn't like a Hyperkin aftermarket Super Nintendo pad with like, 8 buttons. This has motion controls and a vibration and a crappy LCD screen.
You could have gone to AliExpress and looked up any plug and play USB controller and slapped the word Amico on the top printing, and you could have had that. But no, you decided out of nowhere that the controllers were coming back.
You're actually right. If they got like some PS5 third-party shitty controller that had some motion thing, you could tilt it and said, "This is our Amico controller." No LCD screen, you probably would have been fine. Like,
rebranded Amico controller, just like this is our new tech. It's better. Tommy signed off on it. Even he said it was great.
And the faithful would have said, "Oh, I see why. This is fine. I love this."
Well, so I'm going to get into that more in a minute here. But the problem is if they had realized how faithful some of these people were going to be, they would have gone. Okay, so here's the big update, though. This is the one that I find the most hilarious. We've talked about Amico Home. Amico Home was how Amico pivoted after the disaster that was the Amico console. Tommy was out of the picture. Phil Adam was updating once every 6 weeks, 6 months when he wasn't, vacationing somewhere. And Amico Home was what they were going to do to kind of just like salvage it. It's an app that you download onto your Android device that you then go into. You start the app up. That's the Amico Home app. The app is the console. Okay, the app is the console. Inside that app, there is a store where you purchase the Amico games that are for sale. I think there's like 4 of them right now. I think it's like Missile Command.
No, I'll look it up while I talk. I can get back on there.
So you download those, then you fire it up, and you whip out your second phone because
we whip out something, all right.
Because everyone's traveling with 2 phones to start the controller app.
Okay.
So 2 apps.
So, to give them credit, in theory, you could like run one on a tablet, the Amico Home, then have a phone.
Well, sure, but
2 mobile devices.
You still need 2 mobile devices, which is fucking ridiculous.
Okay, let's look at,
because you can run games on a tablet and just use a controller. I mean,
but we're not being reasonable. We're being Amico, not even Intellivision more. They got to think outside the box.
Right. So we universally panned this, and everyone else did too. Everyone's like, this is really dumb. Why would I want to play a cell phone quality game for $15 that I have to download 2 apps for? And it's absurd. Why overcomplicate this?
Update to the controller app, 3.5 stars, 12 reviews.
Wow.
Let's see, Amico.
And the whole year, they kept talking about how it was in testing for iOS. It's in testing for iOS. Amico Home's coming any day now. Despite the fact that anyone who knows even a little bit about online stores in the Apple ecosystem knows that Apple wasn't going to go for that. Apple does not want you to have your own store within your app.
Yes, they want to get as much of the 30% as possible by selling. They want you to buy directly from Apple.
So we knew this was...
That was the whole fucking Fortnite lawsuit.
Yeah.
And shit like that. Mm-hmm. And Microsoft, yeah.
So...
Microsoft was separate, but yeah, they had their own lawsuit.
Amico Home is in review for the iOS, they stated 5 or 6 days ago. Here's the thing from John Alvarado. This is on the Intellivision Amico subreddit. The cat is out of the bag. I had to publish at least 1 game to be able to test the function of buying a game from the Amico Home shop. That testing happened yesterday, and I've submitted Amico Home for publication review.
On iOS?
Yes. Once that is approved, I will submit the rest of the games, and public launch will follow once those are approved.
Okay.
On iOS, the Amico Home app is not required for the games to connect to the Amico controller app as is required on Android. Meaning, the Amico Home app is useless. You just download the games and then you play them on the controller with the controller app. So you still need 2 mobile devices, but you only need on iOS, you just need the game and Amico Home.
So right now,
you just need the game, and then on the other controller, you need the controller app. Okay. You don't need to go into the Amico Home app to do anything, but they're going to release it on Apple anyway.
So right now, Ian, on iOS, I have to look up Google Play Store in a second on what's available right there for the number of games.
I think Astro Smash is the only one that's available on iOS right now.
So it's separate. It just says Amico Astro Smash.
Yeah.
Buy Intellivision, we get because they don't. I'm not narking you, but Atari should not
Yeah.
allow to use the Intellivision name anymore on these apps, by the way. You're marked Intellivision Company on this, and you don't exist anymore. So for $15, I can get Astro Smash. Two 5-star reviews, by the way, on there. Age 9+ years old. Oh, for people that are playing it. I'm sorry, not for how old the game is.
Yeah.
The game looks like it's forever old. Protect Earth.
Also, Astro Smash can be played by a fucking 5-year-old, a 6-year-old.
Protect Earth from mysterious asteroids by blasting them to pieces. Required 1 or more additional mobile devices running the free Amico controller app to act as a wireless game controller over a shared Wi-Fi network. The game itself has no on-screen touch controls. Why couldn't you add them as an option? How hard would it have been in this day and age as an option for on-screen controls?
And this is where
it
comes back to this, because
this game is not a typical. Look at that.
Yeah.
This is not a typical mobile game. Go on, Ian.
and there are people who still think this is fine. Not many, but there are. There are so many true believers, but they are so close to being at the point that what we said and other people said they should do when they announced this. Release the games on mobile systems or on digital storefronts.
Yeah.
See what kind of response you get.
Sure.
And then if you really want to make a console, you worry about it then. And now we're at that point where that is what they're doing. And there are still some diehards. And I can't help but think that if they had just not done this completely back-asswards, and they...
Back-asswards?
Yeah. And
Back-asswards.
you never heard that before?
That's ass backwards.
Yeah.
The back-asswards.
Had they done that with how devoted some of these people are and how little they needed, if you had just trickled out iPhone versions of these games,
Yes.
people would have stuck with you.
Maybe. For like 50 people, but yes.
Well,
50
I
people.
feel like they would have had a larger chance of retaining dupes
200 people.
had they...
most.
Well, right, but I'm just saying to end with this, to end with the cheapest, most bare-bone options as everything is dying and sputtering. If you had just started with this, you might still have some people interested. You might have a subreddit with 200 people talking about Amico games, but no, you had to try to do the big thing first.
Oh, by the way, I'm looking up because the Amico Home app, you can still buy the game separately on Google Play Store. So Astro Smash is 15. Intellivision Cornhole. Are you allowed to use the trademark Intellivision on your cornhole? Doesn't sound too good.
Right, but I think you need the Amico Home app to run those games on Android.
I'm going to click on the cornhole.
It literally says, I mean, that's what John Alvarado is saying right here.
You don't need Home. You need the controller app to run cornhole. That's what it says on here.
Okay, well, it says here, I mean, John's saying as of a couple days ago, the Amico Home app is not required for the games to connect to the Amico controller app as is required on Android. I don't know what the infrastructure is. Maybe they changed that within the past couple days.
I'm allowed to buy a $15 cornhole app right now with 100+ downloads. It does not say, because why the fuck would it require? The whole thing about Amico Home was to create a storefront you didn't need. That was the whole point.
Exactly.
I'm telling you right now, I can buy for $15 separately right now. And it's called Intellivision Amico. It's Amico Cornhole. It's right there.
I believe you. I'm just saying.
What's the other one? Side swipers? Side swipers.
Then what's he saying?
I have no idea. I'm just telling you what I see. Side swipers. But they're not all under Amico anymore. You have to like search for one individually. What's another one? It's fucking Shark?
Yeah.
Is Shark on there still? I'm sorry, I see 70 other ones named Sharkmania, Hungry Shark World, Hungry Shark Evolution that are probably, way better. Shark versus Fish. I think they took off some of these games. Am I wrong? Which other ones did they have? They had Sideswipers, they had Cornhole, they had Astro Smash. What else did they have? Is that it? Am I missing one?
Missile Command?
Missile Command. Is Missile Command on here? Amico Missile Command. Missile Command. Yep. Intellivision Amico Missile Command. $15. It's an app. So they're branded Intellivision still. Required 1 or more additional devices running the free Amico controller app. There you go. Updated on March 13th.
I wonder if it needs the Amico Home. I think what he's saying is quite literally it needs the Amico Home app to connect the controller.
That would be If it's free, that's fine, but it's not saying that in...
It is free. The Amico Home app is free, but I think that's what he's trying to say.
So these are the takeaways before I read a couple of reviews from these games. This will never pass iOS. Like, I don't think this will ever come out. iOS will not, I think, go for something like this, in my opinion.
Well, I think that's why he's immediately found a way to work around the Amico Home app, is because they're not going to go for it. And if they do go for it, it's going to be because they've reduced it to such uselessness that it's pointless.
Sure. You want to go over a couple of reviews of Amico Home?
No, I don't, because I feel like they're all going to be puffed up. But
no.
Oh, no?
There's only like 10. They start from August this year. I'll go from most relevant. We'll go from most relevant. Disconnection issues. Awesome. Overall good. Doesn't open. Hey, the system never came out, so this is the next best thing. Need more games, please. I don't know if that's being funny or not. Someone named Nick says, this is the best gaming app ever because I am retro game fan. That has to be a troll.
Thanks, Nick.
And then the one that was deemed most relevant that I'm going to also click yes for find useful. From Mr. F, star.
I did too.
What a wonderful scam the Amico was. $17 million stolen from gullible, naive people on Kickstarter.
Not quite.
Not Kickstarter, but crowdfunding. This app is an insult to everyone who was lied to and used. I gave this app 1 star because at least it didn't steal any money from anyone like the Kickstarter did. Crowdfunding. Tommy Tallarico has doo-doo for his soul, and his mother is not proud of him, despite what he claims. I mean, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holy shit. I mean, I'm not going to read the reviews. I should read the reviews of the Cornhole to see how broken that is, if it's on here. I'll do that one real quick to see if it has any ones. But, yeah, Atari, Atari owns the Intellivision name. You can't just be slapping this on.
It doesn't have any reviews.
It doesn't have any reviews?
No.
So just stars, no reviews.
Yeah.
There's no star ratings.
Yeah.
How does it have 100+ downloads but no reviews?
No idea.
All right. If this was $3, I think I would buy Cornhole just to review it. I think I would.
Oh, if it was $3, I would too. $15 is fucking that's an insulting slap in the face.
Yes, that's insane. Because if you put this on Steam for $2 or $3, people would buy it as a lark.
I buy all sorts of fucking weird games as a lark that are $2 to $3.
And this is like a train wreck lark. This is like, I'm going to see how bad this game was. I'll give you $1.
Shit, if this was on Steam, I could download it, play it for an hour, and then just return it because there's a 2-hour time. You get 2 hours before you refund.
You can put it on your TV and try a motion controller that you have laying around. You can hook a fucking Wiimote up to your, not Wiimote. You can a Switch controller. You can hook up to your PC somehow, right? And kind of use the motion. Do all that shit. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to tell you, John, and whoever's Elvis, Phil, if you're there. Call the Amico Trash Pack. Put all your games together, $10 Steam. I would fucking buy it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Put an ironic marketing spin on it.
Yep.
The new Action 52, but it's Amico, the Amico 8 or whatever you call it, and it's just fucking garbage. You'll sell 2,000 of them at least. You'll make some money. There you go. Merry Christmas, Phil. There's your fucking. Is there any update? Christmas update on the Republic page, by the way?
Doubtful. If there was, it would be on the Intellivision message board, and I didn't see anything.
I'm holding for, what's her name? Her poor dogs, her poor poodles, that poor woman.
I also feel like we're finishing up this topic, but we've squeezed all the juice from this. Everyone has. I don't go to the Amico message board. I'm sure they're all nice
subreddit?
fellows.
Yeah.
The subreddit, but I only go maybe every 2 months now, and it's to kind of concentrate any hits into one pump, so I get that rush that I used to get. But I don't. It's all weak sauce, and it's not their fault. There's nothing. There's nothing. We're not going to get anything more than this. By the time John finally stops responding to some of these dweebs and just hangs it up, I don't know.
The last review was almost a year ago, December 22nd.
Review or comment on Republic?
Update. The last update was December 22nd, 2023 from Phil Adam. Amico end of year update. I almost feel like reading something to see where they are. Dart Frenzy now available. Look up Dart Frenzy, see how much it costs. If it's $15. Dart Frenzy. That was so there is like 5 or 6 games. But when you search Amico, they don't all come up. So it's bad SEO.
Yeah.
On Google Play Store at least. They don't come up.
$15.
Any reviews? No? Any
No.
star ratings? No. How many downloads? Like 50?
50 plus, no star ratings.
Jesus. So Missile Command, Dart Frenzy, Amico, more coming. Amazon tablet's a great choice. That's right. Comments are closed. What are the last reviews of this, real quick before we go? What are the last reviews? There's 1,900 reviews of this Republic crowdfunder. 1,900. I cannot sort by, like, I think the last
Oh, that's weird.
one. 1,900 reviews. That's not how many comments. That's people that fucking invested in this piece of shit. I keep hitting show more, and you see $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $1,500. All this fucking money just gone. $8,000. These poor fools. I feel so bad. They didn't know who Tommy was or how bad this was. At the time of the pandemic and many being at home, this product will be a welcome activity for individuals and families, and for a certain sector will bring back old school feel of better days gone by. $2,000 fucking burned up. You should have just burned it for warmth.